Actually, solar and biomass do play a crucial part when it comes to alternative energies alongside with wind. And you know that they are real growth enabler for developing countries. And now using them as an empowerment tool is not an option anymore. To discuss how renewable energies are a real path to development, I'm really pleased to be joined on stage by Åsa Romson, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Climate and the Environment of Sweden. We'll be also joined on stage by Hakima El Haite, Minister Delegate in charge of Environment for Morocco, and Dr. Shiferaw Teklemariam Membecho is Minister of Environment, Forestry and Climate Change from Ethiopia. And well, actually, as we're waiting for Dr. Membecho to join us on stage, ladies first. So actually, the question here, of course, when we're talking about Africa is how to reduce the consumption of electricity, but of course, how to bring electricity to the continent. And I guess that you do have. Oh, and we're also joined, actually, let me just recap the panel in here, by Dr. Khaled Fahmy. You're the President of EMSEN and Minister of Environment when it comes to the country of Egypt. So, first, ladies again, I'm going to start with you, Minister Delegate El Haite. What is the new growth path for Morocco and its region when it comes to renewables and when it comes to energy and climate change? Quelles sont du coup les actions que le Maroc peut prendre de façon très pragmatique pour prendre action pour le climat et pour utiliser de plus en plus d'énergie renouvelable dans sa consommation?
Merci, Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs. Je voudrais vous dire que je viens d'un pays qui ne parle pas de climate change, mais qui parle de climate chance.
Wow.
Et je voudrais aussi vous dire que dans mon pays, on importait 97% d'énergie fossile à partir de l'étranger et que ça pesait sur le budget de l'État marocain. Et que aussi notre pays, pendant des années, a financé les énergies fossiles. Et ça pesait lourd sur la caisse de compensation. Et à chaque fois qu'un de nos gouvernements voulait lever les énergies fossiles, on avait peur que l'impact social soit plus fort et qu'on ne pouvait pas toucher. Alors ce qui s'est passé au Maroc est juste une révolution. Une transformation, j'adore ce mot, une transformation. Et celui qui dit qu'on a besoin de changer, moi je dis qu'on a déjà changé. On a déjà changé parce qu'au Maroc, on a mis en place une politique énergétique qui, d'abord, basée sur le développement des énergies renouvelables. Il n'y a pas que le solaire, il y a l'éolien, il y a le solaire, il y a l'hydroélectrique. Et nous ambitionnons, bien qu'on parle des contributions, des indices, nous ambitionnons d'atteindre 42% de renouvelables au niveau de notre mix énergétique en 2020, pas en 2030, en 2020. Hier, ou lors de la locution de notre roi, Sa Majesté, le roi Mohamed VI, il a parlé, et je salue cette déclaration, j'invite les leaders des autres nations à faire autant. Il a augmenté l'ambition de notre pays pour passer de 42% des énergies renouvelables à 52%. Également, il y a une décision qui a été prise par l'État marocain, c'est de lever les subventions sur les énergies fossiles et à partir du 1er décembre 2016, nous allons libéraliser le coût et le prix à la pompe des énergies fossiles. Et ça veut dire que nous allons encore pouvoir augmenter nos ambitions de 6%. Et donc les ambitions déclarées par le Maroc de 32% vont passer à 38% avant les 5 ans qui sont prévus pour réviser les contributions. Je voudrais tout simplement dire que quand on parle que l'agenda du climat n'est pas un agenda de ministre de l'Environnement, c'est un agenda de développement humain et de développement durable. L'agenda du climat, c'est aussi un agenda de paix et tout simplement de sécurité. Et l'engagement dans le climat est extrêmement important pour permettre à des pays qui ont 80% du développement au niveau mondial, et je parle de l'Afrique, qui ont la possibilité de mener leur politique de développement d'une manière sobre. Et quand on parle du changement climatique, souvent on pense qu'on parle que des énergies. Il n'y a pas que l'énergie. Il y a de nombreux secteurs et c'est transversal. Et ça commence par le citoyen à la maison, la mobilité, les déchets, tous nos gestes de tous les jours. Et dans tous les secteurs, tous les ministères, tous les secteurs sont concernés par cette transformation au niveau d'un pays, au niveau de la politique. Je dirais une dernière chose, c'est que aucun pays n'est isolé pour mener sa politique contre les changements climatiques. Et c'est la différence entre cette politique-là et la politique de développement d'un pays. Aujourd'hui, quels que soient les résultats qui ont été accusés par mon pays et les efforts qui sont faits par mon pays pour être modèle sur le plan développement et développement durable. Nous sommes dans un monde et on est un petit village. Et l'impact des changements climatiques sur les autres pays, l'impact migratoire, parce que le Maroc a dû régulariser 40 000 migrants et réfugiés climatiques l'année dernière. L'impact de l'érosion, l'avancée du désert dans notre pays ne dépend pas des actions que nous faisons au sein de notre pays. C'est juste pour vous dire, mesdames et messieurs, que les changements climatiques n'ont pas de frontières, n'ont pas de pays, n'ont pas de religion. Aujourd'hui, ils nous touchent plus que vous. Demain, ils vont toucher tous les pays, peut-être à la même hauteur. Et donc, nous avons changé, on n'attend pas, la société civile a changé, et ce n'est pas vrai qu'on ne vous écoute pas. Il y a un lien entre ce que vous dites dans ces salles, ce que vous dites au Grand Palais, ce que dit la société civile et ce qui se passe au niveau des négociations. Il y a moins d'une année, à Lima, nous avions un texte où il n'y avait pas une seule référence au développement durable. Aujourd'hui, nous sommes en train de mettre en place un texte qui a un visage humain, qui est un texte de développement humain, qui est un texte de droits humains et qui est un texte qui est orienté genre. Et donc, nous sommes en train de faire le lien entre cette société civile qui a avancé, le secteur privé qui a avancé, les territoires qui ont avancé et les ministres et les négociateurs. Ce lien doit être accru, doit continuer, mais nous avons commencé et nous avons changé.
Merci infiniment, madame. Et on va voir justement que ces initiatives, évidemment, elles traversent les frontières à la fois des secteurs de la politique, du climat, de l'engagement citoyen. Let's actually cross and travel to Egypt with you, Dr. Fahmy. I guess you're about to lead an initiative to bring electricity access for all in Africa by 2030. Minister El Haite was talking about 2020. Your goal is 2030. And the beauty of it, actually, is that you will use clean energy to do so.
Well, thank you very much for the privilege to be here.
Your mic is already open. You just have to hold it like that. Just on your chin, and you'll be safe.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure and an honor. Let me go straight to the subject. African countries, and since I'm the head of the Conference for African Environmental Ministers, African countries are primarily looking to economic development. Okay? After 10 years of growing at 5% a year, we still are suffering with half of the Africans living under extreme poverty. At the same time, we have to take the climate challenges very seriously. Mm-hmm. Not only that we are the most vulnerable and the most effective, but also how can we develop with being carbon free or with less carbon or carbon-free development strategies. That's the challenging we are facing. It is needed that we change. I think that the developed countries has to change as well. Change has to go on both sides. It is not only that we have to change, because we are now not the one that caused this problem. If we are to come green, well, your support has to become more flexible and it has to flow to us, because we cannot implement green technology without having your technology, without transfer of your know-how. We cannot address the damages of the climate change, nor the costs and the extra costs that we need to be green without your having your financial support. But at the end, we all live in one planet. And as mentioned, climate change impacts does not know any borders, but as well, humanity and the support and solidarity between humanity does not know any and should not know any borders, nor political, nor technological, nor of any other. So what we're calling for in this initiative is that we raise the access of electricity from only 30 to 32% to 70% by 2030. And for that, we have an ambitious goal of 300 gigawatt. The first phase is from now to 2020, and we are aiming at a 10 gigawatt. And then we have from 20 to 2030, a very ambitious, and I know it's a very ambitious goal of 300. We have got already, and we like to thank the government of France and the government of Germany and the G7, because they have already announced their support to the implementation of renewable energy. We trust that we will be able to mobilize the rest of the report, and that the world should rest in peace. We'll all work on that. We'll all work on being climate proof. But if climate is the outer limits, well, poverty is the inner limits. Yeah. And we have to balance between those. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And I see that Minister Romson was nodding. We'll go back to a developed country such as Sweden in a few seconds. But first, I would like to hear from your initiative, actually, Minister Membecho, because I get that Ethiopia is also leading an initiative which goes behind its borders. Mr. El Haite was saying from climate change to climate chance. Is that a chance for you too?
Thank you so much again. I think this is a wonderful opportunity where all of us, we have to aspire with the motto of we must, we can, and we will. Within that very regard, Ethiopia is considered to be a water tower as well as a powerhouse because of the mountainous nature of the nation. And we have very ambitious targets to make sure more than 95% of the power is actually coming from the renewable sources. We have a huge hydropower potential, which has 45,000 megawatt. The same is true with the wind, solar, and geothermal. And currently, a number of engagement has been going on. One of the what we call a flagship Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, which is generating more than 6,000 megawatt, is going on. And our vision is not to deal with the nation alone, also to contribute our own share to our own neighboring countries. And by doing so, there is already a plan to reduce more than 19 metric ton, which is like 19 million this time, from not only at the domestic level, from also our neighboring regional state, national states. We have also abolished what we call a fossil fuel subsidy, which is equivalent of 600 million USD every year, and that translates into investing again back to the renewable resources. One important point which I would like to mention at this point is we wanted to clear the capital city Addis Ababa from solid waste, and there is a plant which we call from waste to energy that cleans environmentally the whole capital town with a ton of 1.4 million kilograms of solid waste translated into power of 50 megawatt, 20,000 bricks, as well as more than 15,000 green growth job opportunities. So we feel we have a partnership, we have a commitment at home, and if we complement the same with global as well as regional partnership, we can achieve more and we can curb definitely the climate change and its effects in the forthcoming time. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, too. Well, actually, let's move up north with you, Deputy Prime Minister Romson. And I get that Sweden has a huge ambition here. It's becoming one of the first fossil-free nation in the world, and you're actually challenging also other countries to do so and join the initiative. It's an ambitious bet, but is it actually achievable?
Thank you very much, and I think it's very important that we now talk about that countries in the world need new pathways for development, and that's a pathway going away from fossil carbon into renewable and into fossil fuel-free future. And for Sweden's position, it's, we can see today we are built on revenues from steel and paper industry, but our development has not finished. Because climate change today question in the grounds the model of development pathway and questioning it fundamentally. So for a developed country like Sweden, it's important to develop further and also having the position, a good position I would say, we have nearly managed to phase out fossil energy from the sector of heating and electricity, and we need to see that carbon tax has been instrumental in that, to deliver that. We have also seen that phasing out fossil fuel have given us better air quality, better health, and actually strengthen our economy. And that makes us sure that we are ready to take the next step. And that is to make the reforms that Sweden will be one of the world's first fossil-free nations. And one can ask, of course, is a developed government in a developed country, why is they taking a race towards such an ambitious goal? And I can give you two simple answers. The first, of course, is responsibility towards future generations. But the second is, it's good economic sense, minimizing the cost of damage and actually fostering innovation, fostering future export. And it's therefore very important that that having the position as Sweden have to show a new development pathway with fossil fuel-free societies is not just doable, it's actually better. So, and I would just remain saying that doing this in practice is not possible just for the government to go out speaking. We need the cooperation between state and non-state actors. And for that, I was really happy to see that parallel to the Lima Paris Action Agenda, nations like Sweden can and had done initiatives that we have fostering a cooperation mentality together with the Swedish towns and cities, together with Swedish companies like the IKEA, like Volvo Group, like Ericsson and H&M, and yeah, but that's not Swedish, but they are here speaking very well about that this is also a business opportunity. And I think when we can cooperate, state and non-state actors, we actually see that this is going further. And that's why I can sit here today and challenge other countries, other partners, to take on the challenge to become fossil-free nations, because I want to know who will be first. And I'm happy to see that there will be a lot of other actors wanting to take the challenge of fossil fuel-free world. Thank you.
What a challenge, actually. Thank you so much. And so we've heard what kind of example Morocco, Egypt, Sweden, or even Ethiopia are giving us to take action, must, can, and will take action. And again, I'll keep that sentence, from climate change to climate change. Thank you so much. You're released from duty on stage.